YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Greatly appreciate you clicking on the video today. A different start than typical, right? And typically we're sitting on the title page and going from there, right? But we are here looking at the awards. The Heisman Trophy winner goes to Florida State's quarterback at 35 touchdowns and just under 4,000 yards passing. When I looked after the conference championship game, Williams finished fourth. So just outside of the top three. However, he did win the Doak. He had way less carries this year than last year. And then we see we are playing Penn State. We host Penn State as we are the higher seed in the first round of the playoffs. So obviously a very tough draw for us, but we get a home game, right? So that is very, very important to point out for sure. It's time, baby. It's the college football playoff. We got the 8th overall seed. We are hosting the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, this is more than likely gonna be a reality check. But we got here. Prestige is gonna go up. It's going to help recruiting. And the one thing that I want to say really, really quickly before we hop in here, as we've lost a couple of these battles, but what has kind of went unnoticed, or not really unnoticed, but untalked about by me, is we are a 2.5-star program. And we are bringing in 2 5-stars and a boatload of 4-stars. And we are still in line to maybe get a couple more. Like 2.5-star, you are scratching to get 3 stars and top end 3 stars against these bigger schools. But we are taking 5 stars and 4 stars. So that's just something that we need to really be proud of, actually, and making sure that we are continuing to grow on that. And that's what getting to the college football playoff does. So without further ado, let's hop into this game against Penn State. Early here in the game, we are called upon to try and pick up a 3rd and 5. And we're going to go to Williams, but our right guard gets absolutely destroyed. So we had to punt there, but defense stops Penn State. We get the ball back, and we're going to hop in on this first quarter drive action, and that linebacker teleported there. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, here we go. Let's lock in here a little bit. I can't help but notice that Williams is not on the field, and actually Sisk is on the field. If we don't have Williams today, we're in trouble. I'll just be frank and flat out. As we do hit Durham, and he picks up a big chunk of yardage. And number 42 is going to be a problem. So again, expectations, right? Expectations. Do we have a chance to win this game? Oh, 100%. We have a chance to win this game. Is it an expectation to win this game? Not in the least. Not in the least. But that's the way it goes, and that's why you play the games. So we are going to come out here and we're going to battle, as we just send Thomas out there to absolutely get demolished. We're just gonna check this. Okay, Renner is on. So where is... Okay. So why... Okay, so he's not on the injury report. So, where is he? He might have got, like, popped really good and he has wear and tear stuff. I don't know. But, read option worked really well. And then that did not. And I just realized we're going right back to the same thing, and it's probably not going to work again. So there's that. Thomas does pick up about 6, so much better than the first one. But it does leave us in a 3rd and 8 situation here. The one consolation is Williams is on the field, and we are in a place where we are going to get points as we lose one of our linemen. And I might have missed that. Thank the Lord. Snuck that one in. 3-0, so we opened the scoring. Then Penn State said, okay, yeah, here we go. We're going to go down, march down, and we're going to score back. So, holding them to a field goal to match ours would be absolutely massive as we get a sack. Man, dude. The absolute menace as a freshman. The freshman that we brought in to match up with Garrison in the middle. Okay, man. I don't know how many times I complain about this. Just let me have, like, if it's a real thing that I can go and fix those and just have it permanent, please, please, please let me know. Because I don't think of it every game until we give up a huge play to the quarterback. Meet the running back in the backfield, and it is going to be 3rd and goal here with under a minute left here in the first quarter. 3-0 Ball State. Penn State is going to hand it off again, and we say no, thank you. And another tackle in the backfield, George Morales in there, and they are going to settle for a field goal now. It's a close one on the hash. Let's see how he handles it here. And he's going to miss it. He's going to keep it out to the right, and we stay up 3-0. That's also a spot where we probably should just manually hop into the game. Just catch that, please. Oh, what a throw by Bryce. Whew. Had me worried. But that was a great catch by Acho. He is one that comes down with a lot of tough catches. As Washington catches one and breaks a tackle, he's going to get down to the 2. Acho comes down with a lot of really contested catches. Very rarely do we see him drop the ball, especially over the middle. Williams is back in. He's going to get tackled for a 2-yard loss. This Penn State defense is fast. They are fast. It's definitely not a Sunbelt defense, as our best O-lineman just gets absolutely destroyed. We're going to bring Adamidas underneath all these slants, and their corner makes a really good play there on Durham. We're going to have to settle again. And the kick's up, and it is good. 6-0. Nothing really fun about watching this game for the fans, but it's 2 teams kind of feeling each other out, and just trying to figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work. Domitis should have hit him. That linebacker was just kind of lurking. I just don't know what defense they'd be in for them to carry those other 2, that other route, and him just to be kind of sitting there. But anyway, defense needs our help. They have been very predictable down here in the red zone. It's just been a handoff to the running back, handoff to the running back. And it's just super easy for us to there's nobody getting any deeper than you when you are already in the end zone. So please stay on the guy that's hooked and hitched right on the goal line. Get it. Grimes was so wide open. We just could not get it out because of the play action. He was so open, man. 3rd and 6. Defense needs to get a stop here. Gonna hand it off. We're gonna come up, make the tackle, rally to the ball. They have not been able to run the ball on our defense when we've been on the field. They just had a huge run there, which is gonna make his stats look way better. But they have not been able to really run the ball much, especially down here in the red zone as the time in the 3rd quarter is winding down. Penn State scores again, and it's starting to turn ugly here. 17-6. 3rd down. Williams is going to pick up a bunch of yards here. I'm curious to see what his stats look like. They're probably not the greatest. 17 for 47. He has really okay, well, if that's how we've been blocking all day, I don't blame him for not rushing for anything, because that was pathetic work. Get out. I mean, good Lord. We just have no answer for these D linemen. 0. Picked. All right. Well, there's that. 3rd down here. We can keep it a 14-point game here with 5.5. So it keeps us, if we get the stop, it keeps us realistically in the game, but instead we just give up a touchdown. I mean, they just, again, expectation, right? Versus, just reality of it all is we are just not ready for a team like Penn State. So we're going to go underneath the Williams. He's going to get brought down, and that is going to probably do it because they're going to go down and score. 27-6. Again, being realistic, this was always going to be a very tough game to win. That's just the nature of it. We are a blown up 86 overall, and these guys are a 92, 93 overall. So, again, the expectations versus reality, right? Obviously, coming into the game, we have thought we had a chance, right? Albeit a slim one. But their athleticism is just too much. Our fastest guys are getting caught by their linebackers, and our O-line had no answer for their, as Williams shows a little bit of a burst there. Our O-linemen, although we have some really solid 80 overall linemen, were getting eaten alive by their D-line. So, again, it just, are we good? Yes. Are we SEC Big Ten good right now? No, we're not. But with that being said, as Durham drops the ball, that being said, we're getting there, right? The fact that we can move the ball pretty regularly, but we just couldn't finish in the red zone, is a really good sign. As Bryce Baker is going to almost get in the end zone. We're going to go hurry up here. We're going to see if we can get Williams a touchdown. And he's going to get in. So that is going to make it. Oh, we say we need an onside kick, and I don't. Well, it's supposed to be an onside kick, but it's 27-13. 1:23 left. Defense gets a stop. Okay. We did have to use all of our timeouts, which is expected. We had to throw that earlier than we needed to. That's tough. Bryce Baker, those picks really not on him, really. But 27-13, Penn State comes into Ball State, gets the first round win. I mean, he played pretty well. I mean, that last interception, I mean, that was on me. Baker ran for 22 times. He must have been sacked a bunch, though, right? I mean, we couldn't really get anything done on the ground, so that obviously didn't help. Juwan Hooker and Beckner both had 11 tackles to lead the team. Bishop, Johnson Jr., Benedict, and Garrison all had 6 tackles for loss. We were everywhere. 7, 9, 10, 11 tackles for loss. Collins had 3. Garrison and Beckner both had 2 sacks, 1.5 for Garrison. Manu had 1, Benedict had 1, and Collins shared 1 with Garrison. No interceptions today. Only giving up 27 points to Penn State. I mean, that's a really good job by our defense. Our offensive line got overworked today. End of the season recap. Penn State made it all the way to the college football playoff championship game. But then Texas absolutely dismantles them. Beat them by 20, 48-28. So we'll go ahead and check the bracket really quick. We really didn't do this at all at the beginning, so I apologize for that. Rice gets in. Interesting. How did both us and Rice get in? Interesting. Texas absolutely destroyed Oklahoma State and then destroyed Notre Dame. 70 points. This Texas team was angry. Oh my goodness. Even Florida State puts up 52. But, I mean, good Lord. The only high seed that won in the quarterfinal was Illinois, the 4 seed. Number 1 gets beat by Penn State. Number 3 got beat by Florida State. And number 2, Notre Dame, got absolutely throttled by Texas. Good Lord Almighty. That is awesome. 70 points in Sim is crazy. Oh, man. Oh, all right. Stats. Bryce Baker. We have another year of him. We got championship contender up to an A-, so he's going to stay here, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He does have star development as well. We do have about, what would that be, 14, probably 22 skill points worth to fill that out. His throw power is fine. I don't know if we really need to get into that. But the big thing is probably going to try to get some more abilities on him for sure. But he played really well. 63% completion. I would like to see that go up a little bit maybe. But just under 3,800 yards, 40 touchdowns, and only 9 picks. And I would say that I threw, 5, 6 of them? So in Sim, he is taking care of the ball very, very well. Now, if he goes ahead and throws for 4,500 yards and 40 picks or 40 touchdowns, and I don't throw those 5 picks, he might be in the Heisman race. So, just something to keep in mind. Williams, in his final year here at the collegiate level, he ran for 1,600 yards, averaged 5.2 yards a carry, 24 touchdowns for him. Baker also added 653 yards on the ground with 10 touchdowns. So again, if he limits from 9 interceptions down a little bit, he might be in that Heisman race. Thomas, he stepped in when Williams was banged up a little bit. Look at his career wear and tear. Anyway, but Thomas ran for just over 500 yards. He had 7 touchdowns as well. So he did a really good job backing him up. Receiving wise, Durham comes back from that injury last year at a 71 overall, right? I think that's a really big thing to keep in mind, is he's only a 71 overall. And he doesn't really have much room to grow. He's got speed, and that's what we really use him for. But he led the team with 76 receptions. He also was over 1,000 yards and led the team with 12 touchdowns as well. Washington, the senior transfer, he did very well with us. 63 catches, 734, and 3 touchdowns. Acho, he's a sophomore, so he's going to be able to have room to get better. He was our reliable guy, really. Washington was too. But the biggest thing for us was all of our receivers were pretty much the same. And that's a pretty big issue. Uter, as the tight end, just over 500 yards and 10 touchdowns. He was a big red zone threat for us. Defensively, Benedict comes in. He was a transfer, I'm pretty sure. He had 82 solo tackles, led the team with 92 tackles, 3 TFLs, 1.5 sack. He also added an interception. Stroud, the cornerback, was at 83 sacks. Beckner, 82. Donovan Starr, 81. And then Johnson at 70. TFLs, 25 TFLs for Garrison, 23 for Manu. These two are going to be a problem for a while yet. Hopefully he doesn't go to the draft after next year. But Collins, the senior, he had 22 tackles for loss. Noah Carter, the senior, 21 tackles for loss, and then a huge drop-off to Beckner at 8. But look at all these TFLs. That's insane work. Sacks, Noah Carter, we let him kind of stay in the will position because we had Beckner and we had Benedict, so we didn't need to move him to the middle of the field this year, and it paid off. 15 sacks for Noah Carter, 12 for Collins, 9 for Garrison, 8 for Manu. So, again, we did a really good job of getting to the quarterback and getting people down in the backfield. Interceptions is kind of low. I felt like we had a lot like early, and it kind of tapered off towards the end. Johnson Jr. ended up leading the team in interceptions with 5. Donovan Starr kind of disappeared a little bit. He did have 81 tackles though as a corner, so can't get too upset. He had 4. Beckner had 2. Edmond had 2, and then Benedict, Stroud, Delgado, Hooker, and Grimes all contributed with 1. Things that I just want to throw out there, and one thing that I wish they would add to this is the year that they set it, right? It would just be so much easier for us to see, right? Bryce Baker passing touchdowns for a career is here. Obviously that's adding where he was before, but Anais Williams set the season rushing record for 2,000 last year. Bryce Baker passing touchdowns this year at 40. Rushing touchdowns 24 for Williams. And see, this one has the year, right? Willie Snead, went to Ball State. Interesting. Noah Carter is here for sacks in a season. Do we have any? Bryce Baker, 497 yards passing in a game. Anais Williams with 5 touchdowns in a game. So seeing some of the names that we have been using on the record books is really cool. Promotion relegation time. There was last year was kind of easy in this. This year not so much. And there was a lot of checking of schedules and trying to figure out head-to-head matchups and different things like that. So we'll get through all this stuff relatively quickly. And then obviously, towards the end of the video, you'll get to see the spreadsheet with it all just laid out there. So that way you can see it that way as well. But starting with the ACC, we had Pittsburgh and BYU in the conference championship. So these two are getting promoted, and they are getting promoted to the SEC, I think. I'm pretty sure it's the SEC. We get down here, Boston College went 0-9 in this conference. 1-11 in general. Tough year for BC. Pretty tough year. But then you had these 3 that were tied for the bottom. Now, here's the issue is they went 1-1 against each other. All of them. Northwestern beat K-State but lost to Rutgers. Rutgers beat Northwestern but lost to K-State, and K-State beat Rutgers and lost to Northwestern. So, because Northwestern went 5-7, they were actually the team that got demoted or relegated, excuse me. Now, the American, this was really odd. Because if you look at it, it would look like UTSA and San Jose State gets promoted, right? But if you look in the win-loss column and you add those games up, UTSA only played 13 games, and San Jose State and Stanford played 14 games, which means these two actually made the conference title game. So these two are the one that gets promoted. So UTSA is staying in the American for one more year. Then you come down here, and again, we had a team that struggled in USF, 1-8, 2-10 in general, but we had 3 teams that were tied. In this case, Memphis went 0-2 against the other 2 teams, so they are getting relegated with USF. The Big 12, Louisville, Illinois. I mean, these guys are pretty deep. Iowa had a pretty good year again here. But these two ended up making the conference championship. Louisville went 8-0 in the conference, and Illinois went 7-1. So they were really, really good. We have another team that went 0 in the conference. Mississippi State went 0-8. 0-8, excuse me. Then we had Wisconsin and Cincinnati with the same, and head-to-head, Wisconsin beat Cincinnati, and it wasn't even really close. I think they clobbered them by like 20. Big Ten, obviously, there's no promotion out of the Big Ten, but you can just see, right, the top 2 teams were 7-2 in the conference, and obviously we saw what Penn State could do, right? Notre Dame is 97, 99, and 96, and they got beat 70-17. Like, what? That is absolutely insane. But you can just see the depth here in the Big Ten. 5 teams in the top 16. Now, here's the shocker. Georgia went 2-7 in this conference. They must have had an absolute gauntlet to go 2-7 at a 96 overall. And then you had Tennessee, Oregon, and Ohio State. These two shock me as well, especially with like a USC in here, a UCLA is in here. So these two shock me a little bit. and it ended up being Ohio State. Tennessee went 2-0 against these two teams, and Oregon and Ohio State did not play each other, but they both lost to Tennessee. So, because of, I think I went off a tiebreaker of who they like the best team that was there before. I think Michigan was ranked like number 3 or something when I looked, in comparative scores, and Ohio State goes down with Georgia. Oregon stays in the Big Ten for another year. And also Ohio State won 6 games compared to Oregon 7 as well. So that was another factor in that decision. Conference USA. What a rough year for the Conference USA. They had 6 teams that finished 2-6 in the conference, which means their records are not good. You flip over to the independents, their records also not very good, but they're good enough. So all 5 independents get to move up to Conference USA, and that is something that has never happened. And the reason that that's the case is because although Ohio State and Old Dominion are down here, because of the records, the independents, they get to move. So all 5 go. Now, I mentioned that there was 6 of these, and this was a mess trying to figure out. I'm not gonna lie, it was an absolute nightmare, because there was like, I think Delaware only played 1 of these or something. Like, it was insane. The one that gets to stay is Middle Tennessee, and the reason that they went 2-0 against this group of teams. So an absolute disaster for Conference USA and their teams, but a very, very good thing for the independents, if you want to look at it that way, right? Akron went 10-3 and did not make the conference title game, which is kind of crazy. UL Monroe gets to move up from the MAC. So they moved up with us from Conference USA to the MAC. They took 1 year to get out of the MAC. Florida Atlantic comes with them. And leaving, as you can see again, 3 teams at the very bottom this time. So 2 of these teams had to go, and those 2 are Charlotte, who didn't play either of these teams. And then we had Western Michigan also get demoted. They went 0-1. They lost to Texas State. So Charlotte didn't play either of them, and Western Michigan lost to Texas State. So Texas State went 1-0 in the head-to-head matchups. So these 2 go. They also had the highest record as well, so that also justifies it as well. Mountain West, Rice, top 10 team. I lost a recruiting battle to them, and I was like, what is happening? Went and looked. They're a top 10 team. They made the college football playoff as well. Southern Mississippi gets to go up with them. They made the conference title game. And then Georgia Southern, and as you can tell, there's 4 more teams, excuse me. And in this case, Tulane went 0-2 against these teams. So they are actually getting relegated with Georgia Southern. Pac-12, we had Oklahoma State and Oregon State in the title game. NC State again wins 10 games but misses out because of their conference record. And then we get down here and almost a straightforward relegation. Nope. TCU, Colorado State. TCU demolished Colorado State when they played each other, so Colorado State goes down with Houston. And finally, well, I guess we have ours too. The SEC, very top loaded. Texas obviously winning the national championship. LSU won the conference. Florida State top 5 team. So LSU and Texas move up to the Big Ten, replacing Georgia and Ohio State. And then down here, Nebraska went 1-7, 3 teams at 2-6, and Texas Tech went 0-2 against these 2 teams, so they are going down to the ACC. Last but not least, the Sun Belt. Ball State defeats San Diego State in the Sun Belt Conference Championship. So those 2 get promoted, and Hawaii drops back down to the MAC, and Navy also goes down as Louisiana beats them in their head-to-head matchup. So that is the movement of the conferences for this year. My least favorite page. I've seen a lot of names that I don't want to see on this list. And one being this guy, AJ Nestrowitz. He's a freshman. We redshirted him this year. He has elite dev. He's angry about playing time. Same thing with Heinzschel. But this guy was a transfer in, so hopefully we can get Nestrowitz to stay, because it will be the Bryce Baker show this year, but after this year, it's probably Nestrowitz, to be quite honest with you. We didn't have any, big-name quarterbacks come in. We have been pretty decent at getting QBs in the portal, but I would like to just have a freshman. He would actually start as a sophomore, redshirt sophomore, elite dev, 94 throw power already. So it's one that we really need to stay, actually. Price, he's just kind of been a mainstay. He's kind of fallen down the depth chart. It's a bummer, because he was so good for us 2 years ago, but pro potential is his at the tight end spot, which after this coming year probably we'll have 1 or 2 guys drafted, more than likely. Beckner's a big one. We got him to stay last time. Pro potential again in the Mike category is not very good. Sisk, he's only at 87 speed, so I'm not too worried about him. Now, the freshman Iro is somebody that I'm really worried about. Playing time, he's going to play. I redshirted him for a reason, so he's going to play. O'Shaughnessy, he played really well last year, but he just kind of got overtaken. The speed rusher, conference prestige, I just don't sure. Bigums as well. He's a 78 speed, which is obviously not good for a will linebacker, but we could move him to an edge and he'd be fine. Muse, he's maxed out. He can't do anything else. Gallimore, kind of the same thing. So the one nice thing is halfback is going to the draft, which is nice. Corner is going to the draft. That's it though. We are probably going to have more people than that, I would guess, right? Okay, moment of truth. That is so unfortunate. We need to look at him in the portal. We need to try and find him in the portal, because that's insane. Need to find him in the portal as well. Unreal. Durham, would love to keep him. Thank you for sticking with us. Price, would love to keep him. Yeah, he was never staying. Both normal guys. We'll come back to them. Stick. My lord. Beckner, please. Oh my lord. Bigums, move you to an end. He's going to be staying around. Shelly. Both of these guys are just... Okay. Alright. This has been not fun. Muse just isn't going to get any better. What's his strength at? 88. We'll try Shelly. Failed. Shaughnessy failed. Oh my. What a rough. Oh, that makes me sick. Draft results. So we do get the strong safety. He was also drafted. So that obviously helps the pro potential in those three areas. Remember, it's not overall pro potential this year like it was in college football 25. It is just for those particular position groups. But getting people up there just in general is great for the program and the prestige. So transfer portal set up. We are going to see what we can do with this Mike, 4-star Mike linebacker. Ohio State looks like they're still in the running. If they are and they don't pull their scholarship, we're going to back out on him. We are ahead of North Carolina. Same kind of idea. This guy is a gem, though, for a 3-star. So we'll see how hard North Carolina goes for him. Everybody else, we are way in the lead with nobody else chasing. So we're just going to leave them alone and really focus here. We're going to try to get IRO back and Stick back. The other two, in Nestrowitz and Beckner, they had us locked out. They're not coming back. So we are filling gaps in the offensive line. So we have 2 right tackles and 2 right guards. We have a Mike linebacker. We have a right edge. We have 2 corners, 2 QBs, a receiver, and then the Sam linebacker kind of got added towards the end when we didn't have any points left. So that is kind of the plan for right now, and then we'll fill out the rest of it towards the end as well. So I will see you either when something big happens or at National Signing Day. Shifting focus to the guys that picked Ball State, we got 31 commits in this cycle. We got star development here for the 7th rated player in the nation, a Will linebacker, Leinenkol. So that's a great get for us, obviously, as a 2.5-star, getting the 7th player in the nation. That's not from our state is really sick. The center, he was the 30th ranked player in the nation. He has impact. So that's good moving forward. Obviously, star development for the wide receiver. 6'1", 193, 91 speed. He has 50-50 already, so that's great. Impact. Oh, you have impact as a gem 4-star? Are you kidding me? He does have 95 speed, 92 excel, though. Zone coverage needs work, but that's a great get for us, too. Contact seeker. He's going to get moved to fullback. Maybe. He has star devel. Oh, that's tough. I was really relying on him to be a fullback. But anyway, normal for the strong safety. Right tackle at impact. Impact for 93, speed 92 excel. His man coverage is not as good as the other guy, but his zone coverage is better. He has impact for Humes, the wide receiver, impact for right tackle as well, impact for Mike Thumper that we didn't get to scout at all. So those are the 4-stars. So we have 9 4-stars, 2 5-stars in the high school portion. And then power rusher, he's impact. You need to have star, brother. But he has impact, normal for the agile, impact for the athlete with 96 throw power, star development for our kicker. Okay. Impact for an athlete, impact for the other athlete, impact for my punter as well. Good Lord. And then we get to the transfer portal. Kind of a disappointing one. Obviously wanted to get those 4 guys that left us in the portal, and we got 0 of them. So, two of them didn't even give us an opportunity, and the other two decided to go elsewhere. And it's just the name of the game. But transfer right tackle, junior, pass pro, impact player. Impact for the right guard, freshman. Elite for the right tackle, junior transfer. Really wish this elite was on this guard, but beggars can't be choosers. Star for the junior right edge as well. And is that okay? Star for the Mike linebacker, 3-star guy. Love that as a freshman. And elite for the Will, freshman transfer as well, that we found at the end of the process. So that's great to see those two get those. Hopefully their skill caps aren't crazy. And we got the 5th best in the nation. How? Don't know. I really don't. We had 15 4-stars, 2 5-stars, and 14 3-stars. Hey, I'll take it. Above the Penn State team we lost to in the college football playoff as well. All right, looking at the athletes, obviously these are the biggest moves that you're going to see. We're going to even out some different things. You know the drill if you've been with us here with this series. This freshman quarterback is insane. Absolutely insane. He's an 80 overall coming in. 96 throw power. His short throw accuracy, his accuracies are 86 across the board. And yeah, he is ridiculous. That is insane. So we're just going to go plop him into the quarterback room. All right. Pure power rusher, 69 overall. We'll see where he falls into place the best. We'll go left edge. He's going to be a 69 overall there. Thumper for him. And that is 88 speed. We don't want that in. We'll put him in Will for right now. Just with his 88 speed, it kind of throws me for a loop. An agile with 80 speed? What? I don't want to put him behind. I don't want to put him behind those two studs. But we might have to. We'll put him at D-tackle for now. 80 speed is crazy. 72 speed for this agile. And we do need more guards. So we're going to go ahead and throw him at a guard. Training results. I think this might be my favorite thing. I did accidentally do some. I thought I was recording. I wasn't. So I apologize. So I did the quarterbacks. Obviously, a huge drop-off after Baker. But he looks crazy good now. 92 overall. He's playing up to 93. Throw under pressure is still one of those things that kind of gets him. But look at his juke moves here. I mean, it's kind of insane, to be quite honest with you. We did get dot as well as a physical attribute. So we did do a little bit of work there as well. We did the running backs as well. Byard is up to an 81 overall with 92 speed. Then we have Wynn, who we moved from wide receiver to running back. He has 90 speed, was the main reason why. Ironically, though, and I don't know if, like, this save still has the bug, but, like, look what happened to his hands. Like, his catching is a 68 overall. Now, I can't remember if that was kind of a thing with him with his, like, in the receivers as well. But it just seemed kind of odd that that it was that low when he got converted. We are also going to have to put somebody at fullback And it honestly might be that freshman. And we'll have to talk about that next video when we are in the next season. So again, kind of like last off-season video, I'm going to show you kind of the big ones. And what I mean by bigger ones is like Marcus Addison. He had 44, right? So like where does he end up going with his overall? So mainly we're going to see like star development guys that are going to have a big impact on what these players look like next year. So we got him up to 91 speed, which I think is huge. And the only issue, right, is now we're down to 10 skill points because we spent a boatload in the category of that. We spent 27 of his 44, right, in that. So do we go route running one more time? I think so. So Marcus is now up to an 83 overall. Doesn't overtake the senior. However, with his 91 speed, Acho is probably going to jump him with 32, right? But I don't know if Adomitus will. So that's kind of where that kind of gets interesting. Now, the other thing is I thought about moving Durham to running back as well to use his speed, but like he's pretty much all capped out. So I don't know how much more we're going to get out of him, right? He's fully capped out. So he has 31 skill points and nothing to do with them. He can't do anything here. So he's kind of just stuck there. So it's gonna be tough to get him on the field, I think, this year, unfortunately. Because he just has been such a big part of our offense. We moved Drugsma over to tight end. He is now an 84 overall tight end. But he has normal dev. And that's the biggest reason why we moved him over here. And then we have Grimes, who we moved over there as well. So the tight end group, nothing really big there. Hayward, again, he has star development. We saw his upgrading last year. The only thing we can do is to quickness, and that's not going to move his overall, and we don't have anything here. So we're running into where our star development players are not having as much of an impact with their star development because they are almost all maxed out. Now, Tuttle is going to be the exception. He has a lot of growth to make up. So run blocking needs to get better. And we're just going to continue to work on this run block until we feel like we don't want to spend this many points on it anymore. And that's probably where it's going to stop. So we got 81 run block now. We got 84 pass block. Our strength is 83, which is okay. Now we need to work on maybe our IQ, right? That will drive our overall up quite a bit. It'll drive it up pretty quickly. We're going to get to a point where maybe not. I thought it was going to turn to 3 per. So we want to... Let's go IQ one more time. He has mental abilities as well, so he's up to a 78 overall as a freshman. So this is one that's big playing time. He's down to a B-, but he has A+ playing time at this point in time. We could also move him over to center because we don't have very good centers. So we have options, right? So this guy has 34. But the reason... Oh, wow, he actually has quite a bit of them, which is interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and work on his blocking here. We're gonna go up to 89 there. We're gonna hit that one more time. Do we want footwork or IQ? Let's go IQ, and now he's up to an 80. So just like that, he's way more playable than he was just a minute ago. Renner's going to be a big part of this. Valentine, I feel bad that he continues to sit behind people, but he might move somewhere to play. Longo, Oak Bar, Wembley. Like, we have a lot of really good depth at our tackle positions. Nothing crazy there. Cogshell, we just got in the portal. He has a star development. So him and Bishop are going to go at it to see who is going to jump more. And then Garrison, obviously, is an absolute stud. We've kind of been following his path a little bit. 91 speed, so I just don't feel like power. We don't need to really work on that. So we're going to go ahead and work on run stopping. We'll get a couple power moves in here, a finesse move as well, and then we'll see if we have any physical outside disruptor, and boom, he's up to an 86 overall. Now, 86 is probably good for him because he won't try to leave in the draft. So we'll have another year of him more than likely. Donahue is another star that's going to probably take a huge jump up. We don't really have that in the mic room right now, so we might have to move like a Kafka over there, who has 80 speed. He has 52 skill points to use. So there's a lot of moving around here on the defensive side of things that we might be looking at doing. But our safeties don't really have that many, and if they do, they're probably all capped out. So that is the kind of the look of what it's going to be, and you will get to see the full effects of this at the beginning of next season when we're going through the roster. We are here now in the movement of conferences. We already talked about it a little bit earlier in the video, but that was a little bit harder to follow as I'm clicking through the screen and different things like that. I just like to go through kind of like the live, right, and then give you more of a visual here. So as you can see, all 5 independents get promoted. These are the 5 that get demoted from Conference USA to the independents. The same thing throughout the board. So Conference USA teams that are getting promoted to the MAC are right here. The ones that are getting demoted from the MAC to Conference USA are right here. FAU, UL Monroe go to the Sun Belt. Hawaii and Navy go from the Sun Belt to the MAC. And when you get everything organized, this is what it looks like. I have it already integrated into alphabetical order. That way it's easier for me to check if I did it right in the screen of conference changes and different things like that. So here's another look that you can see where they fit into alphabetically. As you can see, I did take the overalls out because I wasn't updating the overalls, so they were the old overalls, and I didn't see really a need for them to be in there anymore, as we are now 5 seasons in. So these are the new conferences here, and the red and the green are just showing the new teams. So if they're red, they got pushed back one. If they're green, they got pushed up one. So just for the sake, Ball State and SDSU used to be in the Sun Belt, right? We got moved up to the Mountain West. Memphis and USF used to be an American. They are down here in the Mountain West. So just another visual for you to look at. That is going to be the episode. I will leave you with the visual here. I appreciate the support on the channel in this series. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, please hit the like on the video, hit the subscribe button. I'm having a blast with this series. I'm also having a blast with all the other series, so if you want to go get caught up with those or want to start, they're all in playlists on my channel. It's greatly appreciated. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.